Okay, let's navigate over to the Anaheim Automation site. So once you get to their home page, just scroll down. Well, actually, you want to click on Stepper and then scroll down. Stepper drivers with pulse generators, that's what we want. And if you look right here, the MBC25P11, slide on across and select the software download. So once you get there, just download and install that software. Now we're going to open up Device Manager and see what it looks like when we plug in the USB to RS2 serial cable. So we'll go here and we'll type in Device, get to the Device Manager control panel, and you should see something that looks like this. Well, right now I'm going to plug in the USB connector, and you will see what's popped up right here. USB ports. Let's click on that. Click on the one that says COM3 here, and this is what's going to connect to the controller. So if you click on port settings, these are the settings you're going to make sure are turned on so that you can communicate with the controller. This one in particular is one that I had to change from the default setting in Windows. So these should match up with what you'll see in the manual. And if you push on the Advanced button, you have an opportunity to change this port number if you want, but you'll have to make sure you change it in the settings for the controller as well. But I would suggest just sticking with COM3 and things should work just fine. Now I've got the Anaheim controller hooked up to the computer via this RS232 to USB cord, and I also have power coming from the benchtop power supply, and over here we've got the software up, and you can see it's the Anaheim Automation SMPG-SMSI. So see, the unit is not connected. Well, that's because we don't have it powered up yet. So I'm going to power it up right now, and 24 volts, and you can see it's drawing 1 amp while it's charging the capacitors, and it drops down to 100 milliamps. So let's see if we can get her to connect. So go up here. Here is the connect button, so we'll push that. Let's see that screen. We'll push it. Let's see what happens. Okay, it is now connected. So what you're seeing right here, first of all, this is what we're using. It's the pulse generator MBC25P11. We've got selected on the first speed profile. This is what was preloaded on it when we got it. This is what allowed us to run the pump without hooking up the computer originally. And it gives you the settings. Acceleration factor, you can set that from 1 to 255. The base speed is it's a secondary speed within the speed profile, but generally we look at the max speed. And what this max speed is 1,000 pulses per second. So in order to get your RPM from that, you have to do a little bit of math. You've got to, first of all, this thing is set to go with 16 microsteps, so I will put a calculation up here for you on that. But anyway, the bottom line is the speed is around 37 RPM. So anyway, you would see the same parameters over here, and this is where you can change those parameters so that they'll be recorded into the device here, so that we can use it later when we want this to be a standalone, if we ever choose to make it a standalone device. So anyway, thing is up and running. We've got speed profile number 1 selected, so we'll push the the begin motion button, and we should get some action. And there it goes. And you'll notice the green light down here is on, and also the amber light, so that looks like normal operation. So we're going to push soft limit. That's going to slow the motor down to that lower base speed, but you'll need to push hard limit to get a hard stop. So now we can change this to another speed. Let's go to number 2. And if you look over here, the parameters have changed. So now we're at a max speed of 2,000 RPM. So that's, I believe, about 75 RPM is what that equates to. Direction is clockwise. And what else do we need to know? Oh yeah, for all of these settings we're using 8 microsteps. That seems to work best when we're using this pump. So anyway, let's give it a start. Begin motion. Stop. Okay, and then now let's go up to number 4. Quick review of the information. We should view parameters that will read whatever the information is on that's recorded on the control card. We'll begin motion, and we'll give it a hard limit. Let's change that direction up here to counterclockwise. There it goes. Back to number 1. Let's make it, yeah, it's set for counterclockwise now too. So start her up. Stop. Let's go clockwise now. And that's it. Here is a little warning for you. This program does not allow you to make changes on the fly, and I'll show you exactly what's going to happen. Let's say begin motion. Say I wanted to change directions. If I do this, you're going to get an error message, and I no longer have control of the motor. It's just over there running. I either have to stop it manually or cut the power off, which is what I'm going to do right now. So just keep that in mind when you're running this. You have to stop the motor before you try to communicate. So now I have to restart the program. There. Okay. Now power it back up again, and push the connect button, and we're good to go.